Uh, Hello, everybody. We are Codeberry community, Codeberry Club. Please follow us on YouTube and in Telegram. And today we are going to talk about Java containers with our top speaker, Vadim Kovalkov. Vadim.
Hi everyone. Yep, we are going to discuss a bit about JIB and Distroless and how I shrunk sizes and vulnerabilities. So probably you have several questions at the very beginning, Andrew, or I may kick off. Hey, I lost you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. let's discuss.
A bit of warm up. Yeah.
Question related to Java and Java containers.
Yeah.
JIB and Distroless looks like wrapper around Docker. Is it true, and how it works?
Oh, I'll clarify this question a bit during the presentation, but at the very beginning, I'd like to share that JIB is just a Java image builder that is diamondless, and we now have no need in Docker engine, etc. For sure, to run images and run containers, I mean, we need a Docker, but during the delivery time, we have no need of it. So probably I answered your question.
Yeah, sure.
Great. So I'll kick off, and as I mentioned already, that I'll clarify a question regarding the shrinking the sizes and vulnerabilities using images using a Java image builder and Distroless base image. All of these technologies and tools and images proposed by Google. So let's take a look on the agenda. And
So let me add at the start few things. I'm going to ask our audience, our people who join us. Feel free to write your questions in our chat on YouTube or on via community platform. We will read it at the end or when Vadim will have time to answer the questions.
yeah, with pleasure. So what about the agenda? Firstly, I'll discover the topic where am I and introduce here JIB and Distroless. We'll take a look on the problems we're going to solve and the solutions that will help us to do. We'll compare the results and a few sum ups with numbers and my point of view. So let's move to the who am I slide. So here I'll clarify and give you some points regarding me and my experience, my technical domain, stack, and social networks. Okay. My name is Vadim Kovalkov, and I'm a chief software engineer at EPAM Systems, and mostly I'm working in domains such as human resources, crowdfunding, and healthcare. At EPAM, I'm advanced software engineer, Belarus discipline head, and advanced software engineer co-driver, business solutions constant contributor, advanced engineering network hero, technical consultant, certified technical interviewer, assessment expert, mentor, global mentor, technical mentor program. And external activities, I am performance enthusiast, and I was recognized annually by Gatlin, and moreover, I'm an open source contributor, public speaker, and technical writer. And my core stack is related to JVM. It's about the Java, Kotlin, Spring family, kind of Spring Boot, Spring Native, Gradle, Kubernetes, GitHub, GitLab CI, JB Gitlab performance testing, Google Cloud development, and architecting. And hobbies are reading and boxing. So that's it about me. And now we will take a look on introduction. Here we'll take we will discover the topics of the JIB and Distroless. So the JIB builds optimized Docker and open container initiative images for your Java applications without a Docker daemon and without deep mastery of Docker best practices. It is available as plugins for Maven and Gradle, and as a Java library as well. Yeah. So the main goals of JIB are to be fast, JIB built optimized Docker and OCI images for Java applications, as I mentioned, without Docker daemon and without deep mastering of Docker best practices. It is reproducible. That means that rebuilding your container image with the same content always generate the same image. Never trigger an unnecessary update again. And the daemonness. Daemonness reduces your CLI dependencies. Build your Docker image from within Maven or Gradle and push to any register of your choice. So you have no need to write your Docker files and call them Docker build push commands. And what about the Distroless? Distroless images contain only your application and its runtime dependence. That's it. They don't contain package managers, shells, or any other programs you would expect to find in a standard Linux distribution. So why should you use Distroless image? It restricts what is in your runtime container. And this means that it improves the signals to noise of scanners, kind of common vulnerabilities and explosions, reduces the burden of establishing provenance to just what you need. Distroless image are very small. The smallest Distroless image is around 2 megabytes. It's about the half of the size of Alpine, and the less than 2% of the size of the Debian. And as I mentioned, it's secured as well. You even cannot open the shell. You will find kind of like this 255 exit status that the terminal connection has closed. And who uses Distroless? Kubernetes, Native, and Tecton. Okay, now I'll discover you the problems that my team faced with. And it's about the storage and network costs, time to market, and security. Let's take a look on our previous image. The previous state is based on the OpenJDK. Please don't ask me why. It's a wholly mystery for me. But if we'll take a look, we can find around 300 packages in it and more than 500 vulnerabilities. So less packages you have, less vulnerabilities you will have as well. And what about the storage network? What about the storage? Total image size, almost 800 megabytes with potential base space of 94 megabytes. So less packages you have, less size as well. Less size leads to cost optimization for storing and transferring data. And in total, we have the picture that size is 760 megabytes and 515 vulnerabilities, with 34 critical and 126 in high. What about the delivery, time to market? And one of these metric is a build time and delivery time. And for our 5 services, independent services, we spent for about 71 minutes to build all of them. Yeah, in parallel, but we are spending around 12 hours for builds per day. It's kind of 10 builds per service. Or it is 36 hours per month. Or around the 3,000 hours or 170 days per year for running your Git runners, and you are paying for it. Okay, so what we are going to do to solve the problem, let's take a look at the configurations that I bring to the project during the POC. What we had in plugins in Gradle, kind of typical application, Java, JCoco, application, SonarQube, Lambda, Spring Management, etc., etc. I've just added a new plugin from Google Cloud Tools at JIB, and I configured it. I'll zoom a bit and clarify the configurations. We can use insecure registries if you need it for your development needs, for instance, easily with the simple flag. We can choose, do we need always the latest tag for image, or we can have just exactly the image with the CI commit ref slash, CI commit SHA, etc., etc. We could set the base image. In this case, I've used Distroless. And moreover, we can add different non-built application sources into our image. For instance, we are using Elastic APM agent. And for it, I have to just set the package where this agent is stored and give him a permissions. That's it. You can find different base images, Distroless images, I mean, is in their open source. You can find them for non-root, for debug and root, non-debug root. It's up to you what to bring for your testing environment, but for sure, I'd like to have non-root base image for your production application. And during the migration to JIB, we configured everything on our application level. I mean that development team could set up what we have to have in the end. Before it, we were using Candy Core, and this was a part of work that our DevOps was doing on his daily activities. And we saved his time as well. Okay, so let's compare the results. We'll compare the same, literally the same numbers of storage and data costs, time to market, and security. What we have with our previous image, I'll just remind you, 300 packages, more than 500 vulnerabilities. Now, we have 139 packages in only 39 vulnerabilities, and 0 critical in only 2 high related to reactor. Let's move to the storage metrics. We had for about 760 megabytes of our previous image, and now after migration, we have 273 megabytes. Less size leads to cost optimization for storing and transferring, and it's secured, more secured. And I know you would like to ask me, Vadim, this is literally a huge size. But if you're going to have smaller images or to be in native, we are not talking about native right now, you can use different other languages and tools, but when you're working in separate business part, you have to understand me that you have critical issues and you have no possibility to migrate for instance, Go or Kotlin, but I know Java is related to Kotlin a bit. Just improving the current solution without any migrations and problems we could have. What about the build time? For our previous solution, for non-JIB solution, I mean, we spent around 71 minutes for building our 5 services and spent it for about 2,840 hours per year. Now we are spending for about 1,700 of it per year. Significant improvement to my mind. And let's take a look at this picture at all common. We'll compare costs and I'll discover my point of view. So we have right now the improvements of our images, and we saved for about 61% of our sizes, storaging and network transferring, etc., etc. Now we have a less GitLab runners time running for building it for about 40%, and in 9 times less security vulnerabilities. You know that it's unpredictably high savings. I'm not sharing with you the numbers, actually, how much money we can save this under the NDA, and this is just a prediction. We'll compare it in the future. We don't have the numbers, but not now. And what about the main point? For sure, what to bring into production is up here, but for us, it's a really significant improvement, and 3 times less size, 9 times fewer vulnerabilities, such a 9% less delivery time. And as a result, we can less time spend for testing, less time to build and deliver, less time to fix vulnerabilities, less time to deploy and roll back, less time to fix production issues, less money to spend on infrastructure for storing, delivering, and transferring images, and for sure, more time to drink coffee and find new ways to improve your product. And kinda a brief talk, but I think that it's kinda an informative one. You can find my LinkedIn newspaper following this QR code. You can follow me on the LinkedIn. You can follow me on GitHub, Instagram, and for sure, please provide your feedback on the platform, and it could be me more clear, have a clear vision in the next tech talks. And if you need any consultation or help, please contact me. That's it.
We have one remark regarding the topic. In our project, just using Ubuntu-based Docker image instead of Debian also greatly reduced the number of reported security vulnerabilities, even without Distroless. What can you say about that?
I would like to say to try the Distroless and compare your current solution with the based on the Distroless one. It could be not so clear for you as you are using right now.
But from Linux world, we know that Debian has Ubuntu has often releases, and but has a lot of issues, and using Debian it's more logical in this case.
For sure.
Probably with Distroless. So I don't understand how we can compare this solution with Distroless.
So if you are praising the Ubuntu, you can just build your image, build a solution based on the Distroless. You can take different tools, kind of for security scanning. I am using the JIB of Anchor, and just scan it and compare them, or using JIB tool to dive into your Docker image and understand which packages it have. As I know, Ubuntu is pretty large one, and you can take a look in different one, such as Debian.
Okay, thank you. As I can see, we have no questions in chat. Please feel free to write your questions. Uh, I have question regarding building process. If we use just Docker files for building our images, what is the difference between uh, plain Docker files and tools like JIB and Distroless?
So actually, you have no need, as I said, to bring best practices of using the Docker files and building them. It's kind of really very specific, and it's not so um, too easy to do if you are going to have uh, great layers. It should be really a lot of should have a lot of layers that are separate each from other, and to have very mm, very compact, I mean, image for it. When using JIB, I'm not thinking about it at all. I could contribute in JIB, in open source, for instance, if I have some vision of kind of improvements or fixes, and that's it. I know that this Google tool is really good one for using it. This is not about the I don't know a local company decision, which means like in Russian it sounds Shashkina Kontora. It's about the Google. It's a Google.
Okay. Okay, but if I'm going to use some tools from Docker Vault, like Docker Compose or Traffic or something like Service Mesh, how I can do that based on JIB and or Distroless?
Sorry, actually I don't clearly understand your question.
So in Docker Vault, we have a lot of interesting tools to manage everything what we need. To make like swarm of containers
Swarm. Funny.
to make some connections to manage traffic to to analyze containers. How I can do that with JIB, and is it possible or it's different? It's just for building, and I
It's
don't
just for
need.
building, actually.
Okay,
You, yeah, you can use your favorite Docker swarm for it, or Docker Compose for local development, etc., or Kubernetes for deployment purposes and management. Um, there, there are no differences at all.
okay, okay. So thank you for the answer.
Yeah.
Uh,
Any questions on YouTube? I'll find on YouTube and take a look.
I'm trying to find questions in our platform in via community.
Okay, but I
No,
have no.
it's empty, and we already answered question in YouTube chat. Uh, Please feel free to write your questions in comments under the video, and I think Vadim will answer next time or in writing mode.
Yeah, you could contact me directly in LinkedIn, and I'll answer your questions. Feel free and don't hesitate to contact. Mm, I'm open for dialogues and discussing. I believe it could make our world better.
Okay, thank you for the talk. Thank you everybody who joined us. Feel free to follow us on YouTube and in Telegram. And
Yeah.
have a good day.
make jars, not worse, but
Right.